Hello and welcome to the film programme. Today we're going to interview Lily Vosper, who's the director of a film coming out next week called One Red Balloon. What we're going to talk to her about today is the target audience for her latest film.
Thank you. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the storyline of the film, which is about a 17-year-old girl called Sophia Green, who has lost her little brother, and it's all about her journey, about how she recovers from this, but it's also about how she lost him and what happens afterwards and how she looks after the people around her in the tragic time. My target audience would ideally be either like the older high schoolers or like sixth formers, mainly girls because the main character is a girl, but boys could probably enjoy this too.
Okay, that's very interesting. What sort of programmes or what sort of films would this target audience generally be watching?
They'd usually watch things such as Beginners, which is one of my main influences, or even Another Year. The more sort of art house kind of films are not like the Hollywood blockbusters.
So it's not a teenage rom-com then?
No, not at all. It's completely different. That's why I targeted this kind of audience, to show that there are other types of films rather than like these main films with like Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp in them.
Okay, and what sort of television programmes might these people watch?
They'd probably watch TV programs such as real life stories or like TV dramas, which are set in sort of real life situations. And they might watch comedies like Friends, but they wouldn't really go into all the strong comedies which are really unrealistic of people's lives.
And what sort of music would they tend to listen to?
Usually the sort of more unusual music, such as classical or pianists such as Ludovico Einaudi, and they might listen to some sort of indie music, but they wouldn't really listen to pop or what everybody else listens to or what's in the charts.
So when you make a film and thinking about who the target audience is, do you have a picture of the person in your mind as to precisely who the target audience is for your film?
Yes, we do. We tend to create a person or a character who we would base our film to entertain that audience. An example of this is one we created before, which was called Sarah Jones, and she was she tends to stay at home and watch films a lot, and she read a lot of books, and she was an art student. She dressed in unusual clothes, often from vintage shops or sometimes from Topshop, but not what everybody else would be seen to wear. She'd be seen as sort of unusual. She would tend to watch programs, which I said before, such as TV dramas, a few comedies maybe, but she wouldn't really be into action films or ones with really big special effects. And she tended to go to places like Cinema City to see her films rather than these big cinemas like View or Odeon, which screen sort of Hollywood films that she wouldn't really be completely interested in. She likes to spend time with her friends and watch films with them, and she's very interested in her films. But she doesn't really base her life around watching films. She'd have other life as well, such as like her being an art student and other things.
Okay, well that's very interesting. So you really do have a very clear picture in your mind who precisely the target audience is for this particular film then?
Yeah, it always helps to focus the film and make sure it pleases the certain audience we are aiming for. And if we create sort of a character such as that, it's easier to express that.
Okay, well thank you very much Lily Vosper for that, and remember that the film One Red Balloon comes out next week. So thanks very much Lily for coming along.
Thank you for inviting me, it was really nice talking to you.
So goodbye everyone.
Bye!